Sexually Educated. I'm your host, Amber Rose Bentley.
So I'm Swade Elliott.
Adam Farrell.
This is season 3, episode 1. That is why we're wearing these awesome suit jackets.
Yes.
What?
Well,
Very official.
Season 3, it's beautiful.
We just, this is how this works. This is what we do.
Yeah.
And thank you for being a valid watcher.
Yes, yeah, and like we have a new Facebook page, so
We
start
definitely
following
do.
us there.
Please do.
We have a new Instagram, so
We
follow us
do.
on there.
Very easy, just at Sexually Educated. Check it out. Funny stuff, insight, wisdom.
Yeah.
Not actual
In the form
pictures
of funny
like any of
pictures.
us having sex, but
Wait,
Yeah.
you didn't put that on there?
I mean, there might be.
I did, but they got flagged so hard.
Oh, we
So
should get pictures
hard?
of animals having
Nick
sex.
Marrero flagged all of them. The county sheriff or whatever was doing a sting for around like a month or a month and a half for people, doing child pornography or trying to pursue sexual relationships with children. They ended up catching a bunch of people in these sting operations, 32 of which were either employed at Disneyland, SeaWorld, or Universal Studios.
Isn't that creepy?
Oh, gross. So gross. So
I mean, it's creepy
And
as
only
heck.
3 of them were from SeaWorld and Universal. So
All the
that's-
rest were from Disney, yeah.
So it's 29 Disney employees arrested for some sort of child pornography or trying to meet with a child for some sort of sexual interaction.
That's so horrible.
That's crazy. And the thing about it is, though, you think if you take kids to those theme parks, they'd be safe. Like
But
they would
what kind of-
screen these people
Yeah.
better, But then again, I guess if they never got caught, there's nothing they could really do about it,
Exactly.
Well, the article I read, it pinpointed this one guy he was like a 42-year-old man. He had a family and whatnot. And he justified it by saying he was going to warn this girl about future issues and stuff. Like he
That was
doing
clever. That was clever.
Like he
though.
tried
that
to-
was
Yeah.
clever.
Do you think he genuinely was?
No,
Well, I don't know,
absolutely
but he's
not.
got like his family and like friends rallying around him and believing it. So I don't know, maybe he's a swell guy. But even still, if you're gonna do something,
Why
like,
wouldn't you just
can't-
call the police?
You can't. Yeah, you can't do something like that on your own. Like you can't show up and be like, no, like,
Yeah.
come on now.
I don't want to touch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be different like if he came over with his wife or something like that, or like a group, or like with like a police officer.
Yeah, an
But-
officer. Yeah, exactly.
But
So
But that being said, that kind of also leads into mine. In the last week, the Pope actually released a statement saying, I'm talking about like for a friend's wedding we were at, right? What if I just lied? What if I just got up and said, I'm a fucking Catholic?
Yeah. You would be smited right there.
Yeah, I mean, right there. I mean, how would they know? Would they look at me and be like, "This boy's never been a Catholic"? I'm like, I've had some Catholic in me.
Yeah. By injection? I'm Catholic by injection.
Yeah, no, it's totally true.
Oh.
But anyways,
I was not, but
yeah. But no, is that not bizarre though?
apparently the priest was into it. So.
8,000, and they know it,
It's disgusting though. It's
Yeah.
disgusting just to change, turn a blind eye, do that. It's not so good.
But I guess that also leads into our topic though, sexual addictions.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone, feel free to call. Anyone who
Yeah.
calls today can ask me any question they want. I'm just throwing that out there to celebrate our third season.
Any question,
Any question you want
want
to ask me, and I will make the decision to answer it or
does he
hang
like
up
a
on you.
finger in his butt?
How about we
Ask him.
say this? How about all 3 of us? If anyone calls that knows us, they can ask us whatever they
Okay,
want.
yeah. All right, that's
Sure.
fine.
Does that work?
Sure.
Not to rain on your parade, Adam, but
Sure.
Thanks for that.
Sure.
That's a beautiful idea. I love
Thanks
it.
for
Yeah.
taking away my thunder. Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
no, well, we don't have to.
No, we could do it. That's fine.
Don't ask me anything. I'm frightened anyway.
But anyway, so yeah, sexual addiction. So I would say, as far as like these guys, that's a sexual addiction, and it's a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an addiction in a sort, whatever it may be. It's a specific addiction.
Yeah.
To porn, children,
Yeah.
that type of individual. Yeah, I mean, and these addictions ruin lives. I mean, drug addictions, right away talking to you.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to sleep with? Because that's all they want to do. You can feed any addiction you'd
Yeah.
want, and you don't have to. I would never have to pay for it.
Would you say that
because it
the,
was right there?
would you say like websites and stuff like that have helped make sexual addictions more?
Oh, they haven't
achievable?
helped at all. I mean,
they've made it worse. They've made it completely worse.
Yeah.
if anything, it's making things.
But then
terrible.
again, like what if it's an addiction that's not really that bad? Like what if people are addicted to porn? I mean, they still have sex
Or
with people.
masturbating.
Yeah, or I mean, I feel like everybody masturbates. I
Yeah,
just
but
feel like
but
that's
some people masturbate excessively.
Yeah, but again, that's what they say. They say if an addiction, if it cuts into your actual it cuts into your actual life. Like if you're masturbating and you're not going out with friends or something like that, then That like
then that's
and do
when
you
you're
know
probably-
how hard it is to go out? Every time you go out, you look at all you're thinking about is getting laid. You do not care about the time you're having with your friends. Your mind
Well, what
is
if it's
stuck on
another?
getting
What if
laid.
it's something beyond just actual sex? Like there are some people that are into other things, like being dressed up like babies and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
Is that an addiction or?
a fetish? That's definitely a fetish. I don't think it's
Well, I mean, they have to do it in order to get off. So wouldn't that be some sort of addiction?
maybe.
Because that's rewarding their addiction by doing it.
Maybe. I mean, maybe those fetishes are sort of an addiction or
Mm-hmm.
part of some sort
Well,
of
I thi-
addiction because they,
I think a foot fetish is kind of an addiction.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
No,
you're going out of your
it-
way to see that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
because that's not normal.
Well,
I
then,
mean,
and
it's
these
not
people,
that it's not normal. I mean, like feet don't bother me, but that's not the first thing I think of either.
yeah, but fetish, I mean, a fetish would be like if an addiction, if you could. So, on that topic, I have signed you're addicted, and signed you're a sex addict, and here's some of the things.
Mm-hmm.
You're leading a double life.
Yeah, but don't people lead a double life regardless?
Yeah, but you could. But if you have to lead a double life in order to feel your addiction, you're going home sleeping with your wife, and you have that addiction, you want it so bad.
Oh, so like you're like I've started joining a gym, and instead of joining a gym, you actually have a membership at a hotel.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're bad. Yeah, yeah. Okay. The next one is you frequently seek out sexual material.
You mean like sexually explicit material?
Yeah, like
or?
we're talking about like porn or I don't know, X-rated movies.
Well,
I know the same thing as porn. Novels.
A few years back, David Duchovny, from California,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he actually went to a rehab, and everybody at first thought it was for some sort of drugs or alcohol or something, and they found out that he was just excessively masturbating to porn all the time and like hiding it from his family.
Yeah.
And it became this big family. It was like the downfall of him and Tia Leone's relationship or whatever. But yeah, he was just watching porn all
You're telling
the
me
time.
so he was addicted to porn and masturbation.
He was watching it to the point to where it pretty much broke up his family. So,
Yeah.
Is that the guy that's like kids? Y'all can't come in the living room. Daddy's gotta.
Yeah.
You
Apparently,
know?
I don't know if he was.
You're
That's crazy as
compromising your
hell.
personal relationships.
Yeah.
Not just marriage, but yeah, think about it. He broke up his family. He broke up that actual relationship
Mm-hmm.
among those people.
Yep.
That's just to fulfill that, whatever it may
Yeah.
be. You seek out explicit sexual adventures. You constantly need,
Well, who doesn't like a sexual adventure though?
yeah, but this is constantly. You constantly need different stimuli to gain satisfaction. It's like you're doing it all the time. Like, okay, everyone
Or
wants
who
to
would
see,
do it with you.
Yeah, or what you would do. Yeah, or even out the variety would be switching up partners for variety. That's another thing. Not getting comfortable with one person because you want to feed your
And we've
addiction.
discussed it before that every single person I've had sex with was different. I mean, regardless whether it was good or bad, like all of them were different.
It's a
you know.
variety. It's part of that. It feeds the stimuli. Yeah. The next would be to get you in trouble with the law. Obviously, prostitution, picking up prostitutes, paying for sex.
Child.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Anything like that.
that's where I think you've hit your. I think that's
mean,
got to be rock bottom of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, oddly enough, this is so bizarre. I read this story the other day too. I guess it's another news topic, not really though, about this guy that literally was getting arrested because he was coming into these people's field and having sex with the cow's feces.
Ew.
But and the people told him to get off the property and everything like that. Like, get off the property, don't come back, blah, blah, blah. And he kept on doing it. And finally, the people called the cops and they came and picked him up from doing it. And he served a 6-month thing in jail, and he was on probation, and he was caught while on probation doing it all over again.
Why?
Yeah.
What reason did he give?
I don't know. I guess that was his sexual addiction.
That
but-
was his
Manure.
place. That was his
Manure.
special spot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
that's-
you can't control it. Okay, and then the last one is you have negative feelings about your behavior. Changed, yeah. So if you feel negatively about what you're doing.
even
But
though they have to do it to seek it, but they know that it's wrong.
yeah, I mean,
something like
sometimes-
that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Pissing a bunch of people off. I'm not doing that.
Get up
But,
a JJ in my house every day. I feel like that's a new tagline.
I guess when it comes to having a vagina accessible to me, I don't know if it's an addiction, but it's
I don't
a
think
requirement.
that's an addiction. I think that's
It's a hobby.
that is a desire.
A desire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's not an addiction.
desire.
I don't know.
I've never paid to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think in this day and age, if you're a young, good-looking individual, I just kind of insinuated that you're good-looking. There you go.
I do appreciate that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
Amber.
welcome. You're
I
welcome.
feel
I don't
good.
know if you catch it, but you got it.
I think we're all pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Anyways, pretty enough to sit next to me.
What's that say about me, Mama?
Well, yeah. So I mean, I think that maybe there's a point, but I think my addiction, in a way, if it was an addiction, I could control it to an extent. Like
Well, you've learned to manage your addiction. Is
to
that
an
what you're saying?
To an extent, yeah. Because I mean, there are times when it just. This is funny because
When what?
usually
What? You've jumped around exactly what your addiction is, but you've never quite said what it is.
it's just sex. It's literally
Like the act of having sex?
I love sex. I look at it as like an Olympic sport. Like it is that fun for me.
Like that is
Do
your
you want
gym
to have
routine.
sex right now?
I mean, yeah, probably.
And on that note, folks, I've got to go. No, I'm just
This has been such a good show.
No, but no, it really has. Like to the point where like you could be like, want to go, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
Most of the time, the answer, and he was like, okay, that just told me everything I needed to know. I was like, no, I
Wow.
can. But that now,
Could you have though?
no.
Yeah.
And I mean, not at the
you
point
think
where
that comes with
relationship was
age,
at.
though?
Not at the point. This was recent. This was like, we're talking like just November of last year. So
Wow.
yeah, but then something happened and everything in my mindset changed, and I decided I actually gave up sex for a month. I was supposed to be 3 months, but then I met my boyfriend. But I gave up sex for a month just to prove to myself I could. And it was really, really hard. And I didn't give up all sex activity for a month. I only gave up sex.
You only gave sex with other people.
Yeah, no, I still masturbated. I still had to masturbate, like to the point where I wore my vibrator out. I'm telling you,
You wake up in the morning, like
no,
you come home for lunch.
I don't have to, but like I feel like the more I have sex.
Have you ever masturbated in strange places?
No.
No.
I have.
I don't really.
I mean, I was just wondering. No.
No.
Do you think that would get you off?
No.
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 I'm like a thought processor. I want to think about I have a whole porn in my head that I go through while
Yeah,
masturbating.
yeah.
And if I come too quick, I'm like, I gotta do it again, I guess.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about people that are addicted to sex acts or whatnot, blah blah? Do you think they realize it's an addiction?
I don't know, but I think that if anything, sometimes I do when you can't go without doing it, like when you are putting things at risk and when everything like that, you have to understand that you are, when it becomes something that you have to have, you get that craving, you have to have it.
Mental, some that are going to be more personality, and then some are going to be more disorders, or.
See, that's the thing. Like a disorder is one thing.
Yeah.
If somebody say someone's just a general sex addict and
Yeah.
they have 3 personalities and one of those is a crazy sex addict, that's one thing. But going back to the child porn thing or even people who pay for sex, that's mental.
Do you
that's up in
really
your
do you
head.
really think it's that bad for people that pay for sex? Like, do you think that people that get prostitutes, they're really that bad?
I think if you're spending a lot of the money you earn for sex.
Well, then what about
What about
strip clubs?
Yeah.
Then
what
where does
about
that put
guys
strip
have to
clubs?
Go to strip clubs because maybe that's a sex addiction. Maybe watching,
Maybe no actual encounter, but something random with different people.
Yeah.
Because I mean, wouldn't that essentially be the same thing, or no?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, you're not sleeping with those women. Like you're not. I mean, you're probably not going to get off. At a
But you
strip club.
visually are.
Yeah, well, visually, yes. But if you're paying to, say if you're paying to bang a prostitute in the ass 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Because that's what gets you off. You have to keep doing that, and then it's 5 times. Like you keep paying, and that's however much money that's going to cost you. That's a serious problem.
Yeah.
Strip clubs. If you go to the strip club once or twice a month,
Do you think a lot of prostitutes are used that way, or do you think that prostitutes are more for people that are just need something random every once in a while because they haven't got laid?
I think you're going to have your different levels. I mean, there's going to be the ones that you can pick up off of Nebraska Avenue, and then there's going to be high-end escorts that you're going to talk about it before you do it.
That's what I'd want to be.
You know what I mean? So
the high-end escort.
But either which way, and the escort.
That's exactly it. Because, I mean, if you do have an impulsive personality, you are going to be more likely to have sex with people.
Adam,
and
would
not
you say you're
consider
an
it.
impulsive personality? Do you feel
Yeah.
like you have impulses like that?
Well, I don't have impulses to no, I do. Yeah. I mean, I get impulses like anyone. You see somebody you're attracted to, and you're like, God, I just want to bang you. That happens to everybody. I mean,
That happens to me a lot.
It happens to me too
A
a lot too.
lot.
I'm
Like,
just
It
like,
happens to me a lot, but it never becomes an issue where it's like becomes an obsession of mine. Or,
Hey,
or
if I ever look at you and tell you you're good looking, I want to have sex with you.
if I ever say, "Hey, you're good looking," you might end up in my trunk.
you guys heard it,
That's
he heard
awkward.
it.
Awkward.
We're on the tape.
Did you hear what I said?
Put that in a little square down here. If you said it earlier.
Did you hear what he
Said,
said?
I just
No.
implied that you were good looking.
But I wasn't like. I mean, like when I'm out and I
And the
like
truth
look up
comes out.
No,
Wait,
no.
if y'all are secretly banging and I don't know about it, it's
If we were
on.
secretly banging, I'd totally let you watch.
No.
Why not?
No, I don't know. Like I
I'd
think
probably
I
let
think
you
it-
watch too.
I
That's
think,
fine.
I think it would be like that's like exhibitionism. That's another thing. Like
Voyeurism, I'm obsessed with watching people have sex.
Are you? Because like I'm
love
completely
it.
the opposite. Like
I
here's
love
or well, maybe random people. That's fine. But like I don't think I could ever watch like a friend have sex with someone else. And you
Oh
know,
my gosh, and being watched having sex? Ooh, that's even better.
really?
Yeah.
That really gets you there?
Yeah.
Would you say it's an addiction or
no,
an obsession?
it's definitely not an addiction. It's just an obsession.
Or
And not,
desire.
not even obsession. It's a desire.
And
If it
what
doesn't
about you,
happen,
Adam?
good.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you got to think, even being a porn star, that's one of the risky, sexually, that's one of the most risky things you could do. You know, they say they test them, but one person gets it. They have sex with 4 girls, you know,
Yeah.
in one setting. All 4 of those women now have it. So
True. Sometimes sort of STD that you're talking about. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess so. But I mean, what I'm saying is now there are some people that are generally just in it for the money. But do you think that they have an impact on these people that really are feeding addictions? Do you think like porn has actually helped a lot of people's addictions for the fact that it can channel it to one place?
in some aspects,
and
maybe.
yeah, but then they're giving porn. Then they're going to become addicted to porn. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they're
like David Duchovny.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
David Duchovny. Yeah, addicted to porn. You got to feed the urge. You know, you don't want to completely go out all the time. So you got to do something. Do you think you're addicted to sex?
Me? Oh, definitely. Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, like I just I just thoroughly enjoy sex. I really do. But as far as being addicted to it, I mean, I think I could probably go a little while without it. But I mean, I don't. At the same time, I don't. Not for very long.
Anytime a guy goes on a dry spell, no matter how long that may be, like 7-8 days, but but it sucks. It stinks. But like I never find myself getting too rational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but anyways,
That's like Bill Clinton.
but I don't think that's really like a. But the thing about it is that if it weren't for certain sexual addictions, do you think that like maybe certain things wouldn't come out? Like some people that really will only have like S&M style sex, right? But there's things that have like come off of that we probably heard about or like too.
Well, what about people who can only get off by autoerotic asphyxiation?
I find sometimes
life-threatening.
That is,
Yeah.
but I feel like sometimes it's because they're chasing that urge. I mean, I feel like with therapy or self-knowledge or self-control,
Yeah.
you can rethink your brain into you have to alter the stimuli. You're
Yeah.
giving yourself that kind of, thing each time.
I want to know how
But
they
it's a lot
just,
easier to raise it and then
How did
kind of
these
bring it
people-
back down. I mean, that takes a lot of self-control.
how
It
do
takes
these
certain
people
kind of- you know
how
what I mean?
do they discover?
What?
Someone
How
does
would
it.
you-
Someone
how would
does
you-
it one time. Someone does it to them one time, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is the only way I want to come now."
Like I'm
I
just
think-
saying,
I
like
think that's
how
what
would you
happens. Apparently
discover
it's
that?
great, but I for the life of me can never try something like that. Like
I don't want marks around my neck. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, that's just not.
it killed Bill.
It killed Bill.
Yeah, Bill Carradine and the guy who played Bill in Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
That's how he died.
Oh,
Oh, really?
It wasn't Uma Thurman. It was
You know, I
autoerotic
heard about
asphyxiation.
that. I really did. I think I heard about
Yeah,
that.
died in a hotel room.
it happens. That is probably.
Think about it. So if you check into a hotel room, there could be a guy and or girl next door that's trying to basically kill themselves to almost get off, but they're not going to die.
Is it worth
That's
it? Is
creepy
it
as
worth it?
hell.
Is it worth it? Because you have to be addicted. That's like using heroin. You could die.
Press conference. Tiger Woods should have walked into that room, given every dude a high five, and left. What Tiger Woods should have done.
You think? Well, I mean, I guess
What's up, guys? Yep, that was me.
that was me.
No,
But I'm just saying, like with the sex addiction, I feel like it could be used as a cop out. So I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes it would be hard for someone to stand by you.
And the public eye, I think, yeah.
yeah,
definitely.
I mean, and then but you know your partner.
Stay
I'd feel like you'd know your partner.
by
You know
me.
well enough to know if this really was
Oh,
part of their personality.
Yeah.
By me.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stand by me. But
That's
anyways, I mean, would you? Do you think for certain sexual addictions you would stand beside somebody like for instance, like if I'd found out that I was dating someone that was a pedophile, like I could never stand beside them.
No, never,
Matter of fact, there are probably not a lot of sexual addictions that I'd probably be okay with.
I mean, it depends on
If
severe
for
and what it
being
is. Yeah. I mean,
what about you, Adam? Would you stand beside a girl that had a crazy sexual addiction?
Well, I mean,
depends on what it is.
yeah, it's hard. Well, all right. For instance, say if I was one of the guys who was married to one of the teachers who had sex with kids. No. As soon as I hear the allegations, just
We are in
no.
Florida.
And I understand you could love somebody, and love is blind, whatever. But I feel like upon hearing that, it's kind of like, okay, you're being accused of this for some reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, she had to have done something inappropriate with a child.
I also feel like you probably have some sort of inclination something was happening at that point anyway.
Yeah.
Or you'd hear about it and it would click in your head. So
Yeah, and then could you really have kids with that person ever? And
Yeah,
then
the relationship
are they
wouldn't
even really
survive.
attracted to
Yeah.
you? Because if they're attracted to a child which has this,
Yeah.
See, that's what I've always wondered. For the women that do that, like how I just don't understand. Because some of them, there was one teacher about 2 years ago.
Right,
Exactly.
and that you'd have to lose the
Well, it's just
desire.
like
and
people
that's
that smoke. I mean, that's an addiction. But
Exactly.
and people say, "Oh, I want to quit. I want to quit. I want to quit," but then they never do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So it is about time for your birth control reminder.
Doom, 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 doom,
Da da da
doom,
da
doom,
da da da.
Oh, is that? I love this music.
Da 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 da.
So
Don't
wrap
hit
it
me,
before you
Patrick.
tap it. Get on your birth control. I have to pick my birth control up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good. Have you not taken it?
No, I mean, you have a span, like when you get off of your thing, you have like a span to take it in like a week
Yeah.
prior.
I have to go re-up on Plan B tomorrow.
Yeah. See, I don't have any of those problems. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
No. All I have to do is go to the CVS and get me some Magnums.
Oh, he's flattering himself.
Oh, look
No,
at this show off over here.
Not for me.
That's weird.
But either way.
It's very nice, very nice. Okay, so our tip of the week. Who wants to start?
Swade, go for it.
All right. My tip of the week is you must have quickies. Like, I really think that quickies are that in between. Like, here, if you're a couple that's working, or if you have a friend, or whatever the situation may be, quickies really are great.
Yeah.
Not
But not
necessarily
every experience.
Not every. Well, I'm just saying, like, if you really are in a time crunch, like for instance, you had to go to work. I mean, you said it wasn't a quickie, but wouldn't it have been nice if you could have had a quickie, taken a shower, and then we're able to get it right out the door?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you can still involve, a foreplay and everything else in it. You're just going to do it at a much quicker level. Or the thing about it is, though, what position gets you off.
Yeah.
Right. So immediately
Have
from
sex in
behind.
public. Do something like, don't be afraid to do that every once in a while, especially if you're going through a weird patch in a relationship where you guys feel like you're not connected. Sometimes it just takes one to surprise the other out in public with some sort of sex act, and everything's
Do you know what?
reignited. Just
If you haven't
Spice
ever
it up,
done
mix
it,
it
what
up.
you
It
should
embarrasses
every
me so
person,
much when I get touched in public. Like I was wearing a short dress, and he's just like, I'm like,
Really? I think that every person should have sex in the bed of a truck.
at least once.
At least once. Try it.
Yeah, in front of people.
Not necessarily in front of people. It can be in the middle of the woods. It could be at the beach. I don't give a shit. Just, no.
When this truck's a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
And keeping it classy.
Okay, my tip of the week comes from a male viewer, and it
Oh.
is spit on it.
Oh, yeah.
Girls,
right.
guys,
All right.
don't forget to spit on it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if the more you spit on it, the more sloppy it's gonna be.
mean,
the
don't-
more he's gonna like the head.
It's
Just
not
saying.
like
yeah.
spit on it,
No,
but it just.
don't, not, no one said no, and not just two. You want to have a good amount of saliva in there. If you're gonna
Yeah.
spit on it, make sure that it's
Yeah.
gonna
If you're
like.
gonna spit on it, spit on it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Like, if you like go,
Really
if,
get in
if
there.
there's a spit string
Really
from,
get-
the, from the penis
Getting
to
that
the
in all
mouth,
them
that's
nicks.
cute too.
Yeah.
But no, definitely I agree with that 100%.
Well, that's why I always tell people if they're going to give head that they need to drink or like use a cough drop beforehand because it makes the saliva in your mouth better.
Ooh, I like that's a good tip. So use a cough drop and then spit on it,
Yeah, I mean if you do because it really does your glands in your mouth create more
and
saliva.
then you know what the best part about it?
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.